Blah, blah, blah. Personal opinion, fair use, strong language.
Hello everyone. Tonight we're having a look at Amber's video titled Have I Gained Weight? Am I Still on Ozempic? And Weight Loss Surgery, in which she whines about her lack of money, her fear of increasing her dose, and she toots her own horn quite a bit about her overall weight loss for the year. Meanwhile, I talk about my battle with addiction, my long-term side effects of life after gastric bypass, and life as a poor kid. Anyway, let's just dive into this dumpster, shall we?
Hey guys, welcome to a new video.
Hi, Amber.
So I figured we would do like a weight loss talk. So,
Oh boy.
I don't like reading comments, but
Sure you don't. Sure you don't. That is why you got 50 million stock accounts all across YouTube, all across reaction channels, your own channel, on Reddit. You used to have them on Kiwi Farms when there was a Kiwi Farms, and you got them on Facebook. You always read the comments. You cannot live your life without reading everything that everybody posts about you, and you fucking know it.
I'm trying to read comments an hour after I upload a video, and then like after that I'm not gonna read any of them.
This right here, this in this video is the first time she has ever done that. She went through the whole comment section for an hour after she posted this video, and she deleted everything negative, she deleted every bit of criticism, and she left all of this really oddly shallow, just surface level, like, oh, you have beautiful eye makeup, your hair looks lovely, I love that outfit on you, your earrings are so cute. And she was dropping hearts on all of it and saying thank you, and there was nothing really honestly constructive. And it was just artificial and weird as fuck. I mean, anyway, let's continue.
The comments. Based on comments that I've seen and DMs that I've received, you guys say that it looks like I'm losing weight.
Where does it look like you're losing weight, Amber? I don't see it. I honestly don't see it. What I do see is the fact that you have not properly taken care of your hair in a very long time. You have the potential to have the most lovely, luscious mane, but you just blop it in a poop bun, don't wash it, smear it all up with nasty ass dry shampoo, and think we don't fucking notice. Amber, take care of your fucking hair. Brush it properly, wash it with water and shampoo, use a good conditioner, brush it again. Oh my fucking God.
Am I or am I not? But there's a few things I want to talk.
It only matters to you. Really, honestly, your weight, if you've lost or not, only matters to you.
Talk about first. Weight loss.
Of course, because she's got to fill her.
Surgery. I would if I had the money. Not.
Amber, honey, no you wouldn't. You're romanticizing that you would have weight loss surgery if you had the money, but you do not fit the criteria. You need to have extensive psychotherapy, and you need to heal your relationship with food and work on your emotional maturity. You have a very long way to go before you can qualify for weight loss surgery.
Not every single insurance, unfortunately, helps pay for weight loss surgery or does pay for weight loss surgery.
No, they don't. But the ones that don't pay for weight loss surgery will pay for psychotherapy for eating disorders. They will pay for inpatient for eating disorders. They will pay for physical therapy to help a person gain mobility so that they can exercise on their own. They will pay for nutritionists. They will pay for other kinds of weight loss options. They will pay for personal trainers, but they will not pay for weight loss surgery because a person that is post-gastric bypass tends to be slightly more expensive, medically speaking, than a regular obese person, because the post-gastric bypass person lives a little bit longer and has slightly more complex, slightly more expensive issues than a regular morbidly obese person that is only going to live until their early 40s. Let's continue.
Which is unfortunate. Thankfully, there is the option of switching insurances.
Yeah, but that's really, really, really hard too, especially if you are self-employed and your income is not guaranteed stable every single month. There's not a lot of insurance companies that are going to accept you if they think that you're not going to be able to pay them one day. And also, my dear, you have quite a few pre-existing health conditions, and it is going to be very, very, very hard for you to find a good insurance company, because insurance companies, again, they're not there to help you. They're there to earn a dollar. They're there to meet their bottom line. And with pre-existing health conditions, they're looking at you and they're thinking, ah, fuck, we're going to lose some money on this one. So they may not cover you. Good luck, Amber. I hope that you can maintain the stamina it takes to do the research to find a good and proper insurance company.
So that is something that I am interested in, because
she's interested in, but I really don't think she's going to be able to do the research.
I have not been good with money in the past.
We know, dear. We know. We've all been telling you for years and years and years, stop buying stupid journals, stop buying ugly-ass fake gold earrings, stop spending your money on stickers, stop buying $3,000 worth of takeout in a month. Save your money and do something better. Buy a house, get proper psychotherapy, pay for really fucking good inpatient, get a gastric bypass. You know, it would have, 5 years ago, it would have taken you 3 months to save up enough money to outright pay for a gastric bypass. But now you're going to make up a bunch of excuses and be all sad and throw yourself a little pity party because you're broke as fuck now.
Things that I know now, I wish I would have known years ago.
I mean, what things? Don't buy stupid ass journals and ugly ass earrings. The fact that your channel's gonna tank eventually, or that you should have been saving money. Because we've all been telling you these things all along, honey. You've known. You've known.
Because I grew up with zero money. Like, literally nothing.
That's really not an excuse at your age. You're 31 years old. You have lived on your own for X amount of years. You've had to pay rent, pay bills, pay utilities. You should understand the concept of saving your money for bigger and better things by now. I mean, when I was a teenager and I had my first few jobs, I went buck wild and bought all kinds of dumb things like Mad Balls and action figures and dumbass comic books that I don't even fucking have anymore because I trashed them, you know. And I grew out of that phase and realized that, like, hey, I really want a car and I don't have the money to buy it outright, so I stopped spending my money on stupid shit and started saving it and bought myself my first car. It's not that hard. The concept of saving your money for bigger and better things and denying yourself tiny little stupid fleeting pleasures is not that hard.
I grew up with.
But again, you're not capable of denying yourself your fleeting pleasures. Your whole life is revolving around just feeding whatever want and whatever desire you have at a time. Anyway, let's go.
One outfit to wear, one pair of pants.
So I had like triple hand-me-down kind of outfits. Things that belong to my mom, my aunt, and then me. It's not that uncommon, honey. It's not that uncommon. Anyway, there is this really, really great monologue by Dave Chappelle where he talks about the difference between being poor and being broke. The broke person is only down on their luck for a moment because they're working, but they're saving money for something better, so they have to eat ramen for 6 months while they're saving money for a house or for a new car or whatever. The poor person is raised in poverty. They lack an education. They don't value anything because they don't own anything of great value. They don't have pride in property because they have no property. So when they get their money, they just spend it all up on whatever whim and whatever desire they have at the moment. And they don't value the idea of having something better in the future because there may not be a future for them. Anyway, let's continue.
Like, it's very common for people who, you know, grow up with nothing and then they make a bunch of money and they spend it. They spend it all.
Sometimes, but you know, a bunch of money and then they spend it all. It's usually like cars and houses and fancy ass fucking furniture. It's not $3,000 worth of takeout in a month and like 500,000 journals from Ollie's and Big Lots.
Pretty much my life, hi. It just happens. It happened. It is what it is. So I currently do not have money for weight loss surgery, which is very unfortunate because if I did, I would love to get weight loss surgery. It's definitely an option. Just
Amber, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not an option. You have to have psychotherapy.
Getting on an insurance that approves weight loss surgery and that could help me pay for it. I just had to answer that question. It's not that I don't want weight loss surgery or that it's off the table. It's just currently I don't have the money for it. So
again, she is romanticizing weight loss surgery. She probably has done zero research on the after effects and the long-term side effects of gastric bypass. Sorry, my cats are fighting over a fly. Anyway, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain involved, and there's a lot of different health issues that you have to deal with after the fact. The vitamin deficiencies that lead to cognitive, emotional, and psychological issues. And there's a lot of I have bone loss and a lot of gut pain. I have ulcers and I have a hernia that keeps opening up, and a lot of extra skin in some really, really unfortunate places. And I wasn't even as big as Amber is now. She's in for a shock. She's in for a shock. If she ever gets a gastric bypass and she ever reaches anywhere near her goal weight, she's in for a great big shock because she's not going to be the pretty little girl she thinks she's going to be. Anyway, let's continue.
I am trying to figure that out. So that could be a future era on my channel.
Sure, Amber. Sure.
So another thing I want to talk about is people are, I have seen a large group of people assume that, you know, since I've been like bedridden, people have assumed, you know, I'm just going to be binging.
You're not bedridden, Amber. You're just recuperating from a fucking ankle injury. It should have only taken you a couple of days.
I'm going to gain all my weight back. And then there's another large portion of
I mean, if you really, really were laid up in bed for 9 days, I personally was expecting you to lose weight because you couldn't hobble your ass to the door to get the takeout. So if you gained weight, if you maintained weight, then that means that your girlfriend brought you whatever you ordered from Uber Eats or brought you whatever snack that you binged on.
people who are like,
And that is enabling.
well, now we're going to see is wifey an enabler or, things like that.
Again, if she brought you the Uber Eats or she brought you snacks while you were laying there and didn't make you get up and do it yourself, then yes, dear, that's an enabler.
So I'm here to let everyone know that I choose what goes in my mouth.
I'm grown. I do what I want.
Whether it's healthy, whether it's unhealthy, I ultimately make the final decision. I don't care who's around me. I don't care if there's someone who's supportive, of course.
That's kind of fucked up. So, like, she doesn't give a shit if the person is supportive and telling her not to do it and trying to encourage her to do better for herself. She doesn't give a fuck. She's just gonna do whatever she wants, regardless of if she is hurting that other person's feelings or not. So, poor the girlfriend type device is probably just like, come on, Amber, you can do better. You can make better choices. You don't need this junk food. You don't need that. You can get up and exercise. You can move your arms around. And Amber's like, no, go answer the door when the Uber Eats man gets here. And Jade just like hangs her head and probably fucking does it. And that's pretty shitty. That's really, really pretty shitty. So yeah, she's grown and she puts whatever in her mouth and she doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks, what anybody says. It's her body. She does what she wants.
She's around me and she's there to try to persuade me into a better choice or...
Well, I mean, if you're not going to listen to her, then no, she's not there to persuade you to do anything, Amber.
Make a better decision. And obviously, as a supportive partner, and I would like to think I'm also a supportive partner, there are times where I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right,
And it's really weird that she's calling this person wifey because she got on everybody's case. Don't call her wifey. Don't call her Jade. That's not her name. Her name is my girlfriend.
That's a supportive partner. But she doesn't tell me what to do. I don't follow her instructions. I'm not her puppet. Like, nothing like that.
You don't have to be her puppet, and nobody ever said you were her puppet. And maybe, Amber, you need a little structure, and you need somebody to tell you what the fuck to do. Maybe that would benefit you.
So I want to let everyone know, though, I have binged.
Of course you have. Of course you have. And how did you get the food if you were laying in bed with your ankle dangling?
Not a lot, but I have also overate. In the very beginning, it's...
I mean, like, she says she has binge, but not a lot. But a binge is a binge. I am a recovering alcoholic. And anytime I drink, it is a binge because I am a lightweight. After gastric bypass, you lose your tolerance for alcohol. And it literally only takes me $5 American to get absolutely shit-faced, blackout drunk to the point where I don't remember any fucking thing from the night before. A binge is a binge is a binge. If you have a food that you can't just have like 1 or 2 bites of this one thing or 1 serving of this one thing, you got to eat the whole fucking container if it's in the house, then don't have it in the house. Period. Regardless of if you enjoy it or not. Don't fucking have it in the house if it's something that makes you want to eat the whole fucking thing. I don't have any alcohol in my house whatsoever. And it is not allowed in my house at all. And if I bring it into the house, then my husband catches me, he dumps it down the fucking drain. And he does not let me finish my beer or whatever I've got. He takes it away from me and he dumps it down the fucking drain. And he sure as fuck wouldn't answer the door and bring it to me if I ordered it from Uber Eats.
Like, I turn to food a lot because
I mean, that's... Do you not have any friends, Amber? You turn to food a lot when you're lonely and when you're sad. Do you have anybody that you can be completely honest with, that you don't have to pay an hourly wage to tell, like, your woes to? Do you have somebody that can sit and listen to you and absorb some of the things that are making you feel sad and lonely? Do you and Jade sit and talk about the things that make you want to binge? Because that's really what a supportive partner would do. Anyway, let's continue.
I felt helpless in the state of mind that I was in. I felt helpless physically and mentally, emotionally.
You weren't helpless. You weren't helpless if you were able to get up and get the food to binge on.
So turning to food was rather easy for me. Ultimately, my decision, what goes in my mouth because of me and nobody else. But
that eyeshadow is really, really distracting. And I bet that it is not environmentally friendly.
I also said no to a lot of binges because of me. Because I know that that's not putting me anywhere near where I want to be in my life.
I mean, if that's true, that's cool.
Even if I do binge now, my binges are nowhere near as big as they used to be.
Again, a binge is a binge is a binge. And the reason they are nowhere near as big as they used to be is because of the Ozempic. And no other reason.
I don't even think my binging now even is similar to like my past day of overeating. Like my days of overeating now are the equivalent of my normal days back in the day, if that makes sense.
I mean, again, if that's true, that's good for you. But you have to use this time to re-educate yourself and change your eating habits altogether. Not just the amount of food you eat, but the quality and the types of food you eat. You have to expand your palate. You have to get away from the simple carbohydrates and the high sodium, overly processed poop that you've been shoving into your face. And you have to start eating fresh foods, red meats, properly cooked chicken. Anyway, let's continue.
So it's just my overall food intake has drastically changed.
This doesn't really mean anything to me because it could drastically change by the amount that she takes in, or it could drastically change by the quality of food that she takes in. We all know that she's still eating them dank ass chicken nuggies and the ramen. So let's continue.
Subconsciously and consciously.
She's got a whole bunch of new words lately, and I am loving the fuck out of this.
So another thing people are asking is, am I still on Ozempic? So as you guys know, on July 11th, I started taking Ozempic. Ozempic recently has been approved in the United States for a weight loss tool.
Yes, it has. But it is only for people that have a BMI over 40, and they have to have pre-existing comorbidities like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or diabetes. And they don't just give it to somebody that's like 200 pounds. You have to be like 250, 300 and over to be able to qualify for Ozempic. And you have, if you're under like 300, you have to be diabetic to be able to have it. Anyway, go look it up yourself. I probably fucked up while I explained it. Anyway, let's listen to Amber ramble on a bit more.
It was originally made for diabetics. See, what's amazing...
See, okay, now she's going to explain dual-use drugs, and I have a story about that, too.
About medicine is that, you know, it could be made for one thing, and then the more that they learn more information about said medicine and whatever, then sometimes it's like, oh, wow.
She didn't know the word for researcher.
We can use this as other things. Perfect example is Lamictal. It actually was originally made for people who had seizures. And then they realized, wait a minute, we could stabilize someone's mood with this, someone with bipolar.
So, okay, here's my story about dual-use medication that I was on. So, after my gastric bypass surgery, my bariatric surgeon prescribed Zoloft to me because I was having some serious mood issues. And so I took it for about a year, and during that year, it did not do me any favors, and I also picked up a tremor disorder. After I stopped taking the Zoloft, my mood went back to its normal, erratic, wonderful self, but I kept the tremor disorder. And about 2 years after, I went to my primary care doctor and I told her the whole story. And I said, I'm really not interested in ever getting back on any kind of mood stabilizers. I don't like the way I feel on them. I've been on a few before. And she says, yeah, I totally understand. And she prescribes this medication called Topamax to me. And she says it's an anti-seizure medication, but they also use it for tremor disorders. And so I started taking it, and I was a little young, and I didn't do all my research at the time. I was very, very trusting of this doctor. And about 3 months into taking it, I started to notice that I was very zen with the wrong kind of ideas. And I was very flat. I didn't get sad anymore. I wasn't happy anymore. I wasn't excited about anything anymore. I didn't do art, and I wasn't even sad about the fact that I wasn't doing art. And that's when I realized that something was up. There was a drug interaction. I'm sure there's a drug interaction somewhere. So I went online and I looked it up, and I go through everything, and I finally get to the Topamax, and lo and behold, it is a fucking mood stabilizer. And so I stopped taking it, and I should have stopped seeing that doctor then and there and just switched to a different primary care doctor, but I kept her for a little while longer and just, chalked it up as, oh, it was a mistake. So anyway, that was a serious mistake, and I went through some serious not emotional, but serious heavy ideas while I was on that. Anyway, let's continue with Amber and her wonder drug here.
I will say a lot of people have asked me, like, should I go on Ozempic, etc., etc. I definitely think that you need to ask your doctor and talk to your doctor about that.
Ooh, Amber giving wise advice. Yes, please do talk to your doctor before you have to talk to your doctor if you want to go on something like that, because it's hard to get right now anyway. And you're not going to get a generic version, and you're not going to get it in like some shady website on the shallow end of the deep web.
Ozempic doesn't work for everyone. It doesn't work every single week. So
it does if you work with it. If you decide to pay all the fucking money to take this fucking drug, you're gonna want to work with it. You're gonna want to change your diet and change your activity habits so that the drug has a better chance of working for you. And usually it is really only people that are diabetic that use this drug, and for them it works the way it's supposed to. Anyway,
my update is, yes, I'm still on Ozempic, but 9 times out of 10 you start off at 0.25 for 4 to 5 weeks, which I did that, and then you do 0.50 for 4 to 5 weeks, and I am still on 0.5. I have done 0.50 for I think 5 weeks now.
so you're overdue.
4 to 5 weeks. So I had the option this last Monday to take the one. I wasn't ready. So this next coming month.
Why weren't you ready, Amber? Why weren't you ready? The only thing you're going to do is benefit yourself if you up your dose. The only thing that's going to happen is the medication is going to work a little bit better. It's probably going to make you a little bit more nauseous. And oh well, that is the part of the drug that is the weight loss aspect.
Monday, I also have the option of upping it to 1, but if I am not ready, I don't have to. I can continue staying at 0.50.
It makes no sense that you're not ready, Amber. Why aren't you ready to have a better quality of life? Why aren't you ready to be more independent? Why aren't you ready to be more self-reliant? Why aren't you ready to move with more ease? Why aren't you ready to up your dose?
Well, I just, for some reason, I'm scared.
There's no reason to be scared, Amber. There's no reason to be scared. Just up your dose.
I'm scared to up my dose, increase my dose, but when it does happen, I'll definitely let you guys know.
The only person it affects is you, sweetheart.
Every Monday is my injection, and sometimes
We know. You've told us this a few times in the past.
it doesn't work. I'm gonna be honest. It's not this magic injection.
It's not a magic injection. It is a diabetes drug. And if you have diabetes, it works every time.
not. For some people, it works.
And in Amber's case, I believe it's more or less mind over matter. Amber really, really enjoys the sensation of eating food and being full. And that being said, this drug that one of the side effects is extreme nausea. So she probably has been eating just to the point where she is almost nauseous, then stops, and then goes back again like half an hour or so later to get another few bites, just so she can keep the sensation going. Anyway, let's let her talk a little more.
Works really, really well, and for others, it doesn't work at all. And I'm currently sitting at the stage where it works, but it doesn't work as much as I thought it was going to work for me.
Again, mind over matter. And if you worked with it and you learned how to feed yourself properly and you worked on healing your relationship with food, the drug would work better.
So once I go up to 1 milligram, I think it's going to be really interesting to see, is it going to work better? But for me, overall, it works. I will say that. And, some weeks are better than others. It all depends. Young Dumb Honey Bun, hello, honey.
Oh boy. We get the locale on locale fight here.
I am calling you out. In a video that she made of me, Young Dumb Honey Bun, you said that, actually, you know what? Let me play that clip right here.
I have seen that she started.
This chick and her weird overdrawn lip and neck and chin tattoo and the over filter. It's so funny that And the only reason that Amber is calling this girl out is because she's so pretty, and Amber's probably a little bit jealous of her. And Amber is right. Without Amber, Young Dumb Honeybun would just be like a basic nobody. You know, her entire existence on YouTube is picking on a fat girl. So like it's whatever. And as per her like mental health professional, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have some body issues. I am guilty of disrespecting the fuck out of my body in the past. And seeing somebody with a great big neck and chin tattoo, that tells me that they really don't have a lot of respect for their bodies, because they didn't think forward to what they're gonna look like in their 40s. And oh my god, what if she gets a neck like mine and has that horrible, ugly, ugly snake and the angel right up under her chin? That's gonna look fucking hilarious. And if she, you know, you can get a tuck under here, but it's gonna fuck up the line of the tattoo. And if you got laser removal, it's still going to leave like a shadow of the ink. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm done bitching about Young Dumb Honeybun, but she is kind of right here. Young Dumb Honeybun is kind of right here. Amber is kind of cheating because she's not changing her eating habits. She's not changing the quality of the food she eats, and she's not picking up any more activity level. She's just letting the Ozempic, you know, make her nauseous, and she's riding the Ozempic's weight loss effects.
Ozempic to try and cheat her way out of weight loss, to try and, you know, just take it instead of actually...
I swear to God, I hate that tattoo. I couldn't, like, if she was my therapist, I would just stare at her neck the entire time and not get anything fucking done.
doing anything, so...
Just saying. And somebody in one of the comments section accused me of having internalized misogyny because I don't fucking like her stupid ass tattoos. It's not her gender, man. If it was a dude trying to be a psychologist with a big weird fucking neck tattoo, I would have issue with that too. I am sorry, I'm pretty fucking conservative.
I have a few things to say about that. And
So I think that's really rude.
Yes, I am conservative with 9 tattoos of my own, and I probably will have more eventually.
Because there is a lot of people,
But I am not a mental health professional. I'm just a weird fucking artist.
morbidly obese people, diabetics or not, who take Ozempic. And it's not a way of cheating.
They take Ozempic because they want to change their lives. That drug is fucking expensive. And you don't spend that kind of money on a drug like that unless you are dead fucking serious about weight loss. Because if you just take that drug and you don't learn how to fucking handle your life and get a better activity level, then you're wasting your fucking money. Because as soon as you stop taking that drug, you're going to go back to the way you were and the way your old eating habits, and you're just going to gain your fucking weight back.
How could you say that? You're a fucking bitch.
Fucking bitch. Whatever, Amber. Whatever. Pot, kettle, black. The two of you are fucking peas in a pod. And the only difference between the two of you is size, and she is just slightly more worldly than you. That is the only difference between the two of you. Other than that, your personalities are absolutely the spitting image of each other.
But it depends on the week. It depends on the day. It doesn't
She's gonna repeat herself a whole fucking lot here, and I'm sorry, I should have caught this when I was editing.
always work. So I want to share with you guys, it's going to be a lot of numbers, but I'm going to try my hardest to not confuse anybody.
Here goes Math Lynn. She says she doesn't want to confuse us, but she misquotes herself twice in this scenario. I cut some of it out. And she doesn't, take the time in editing to realize, oh, I fucked up. Maybe I should put the number over top of where I say 4, whatever. Anyway, let's continue.
Because I don't want anyone to be confused. So I'm gonna talk slowly. Not saying that you guys are dumb. I just want you guys to really hear these numbers. Are you guys ready for this? I weighed in today at 466.0. So not...
That's a hell of a lot, Amber. That's a hell of a lot. That's almost 100 pounds more than when you started this channel. That's a lot.
Only is this the lowest I have weighed in Kentucky, and I've been in Kentucky now for 7 years, somewhere around there.
And that's a very, very, very long time to be over 400 pounds.
So
It's a very long time that you were over 500 pounds and unable to properly care for yourself.
I want to say, before I say my overall weight loss, which is, I want to say how much I've lost on Ozempic. So July 11th.
Here we go with the repeating yourself a whole bunch of times. Sorry, guys.
Was my first day on Ozempic. I was 491.4. So today is September 8th.
491.4 before Ozempic.
466.0. So that means on Ozempic,
25 point, I forgot.
I've lost 25.4 pounds in 2 months. But as a whole,
I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, but that's pretty good for somebody that's 300 pounds. I hate to be Dr. Now, but you could have done a little bit better if you would have worked on changing your eating habits, at least.
since my highest weight is 572.4,
I seem to remember you saying your highest weight was 596 point something back in 2019 or so.
I'm down 106.4 pounds.
Yeah, you already said that.
It's beautiful. But I want to make things a little bit more clearer for people who just want me to talk about the last year.
So she's going to repeat herself again in some other way with a whole bunch of more words. You ready? Let's go.
Because it wasn't until last year, July 1st, 2021, I weighed in at 469.8.
No, she weighed in at 569.8. And her August 1st weigh-in video for 2021 was 570 something. I can't even remember.
Which was only about 2 pounds away from my heaviest weight ever recorded. That means since last year, I've lost 103.8 pounds.
Is it 103 or 106? Oh, 106 since her highest weight. 103 in the last year. She's just throwing numbers around to confuse and confound us and throw herself her own little fucking ticker tape parade. And I really, really hate the Cabbage Patch face she makes. I really do.
I want to do like, how much did I lose in this last year? It's been like 13, 14 months.
Again, she's going to repeat herself again.
Without Ozempic, I was able to lose 81 pounds, and with it, I've lost the 25.4 pounds. So whether I'm on Ozempic or I'm not on Ozempic, I am losing weight.
Yeah, but before you took Ozempic, you were roller coastering with 4 pounds for like 3 fucking months. So you had a bunch of months where you were losing weight in the beginning of yours and Jade's relationship. But then you started yo-yoing again. So it's whatever. I hope that you are taking the time to actually change your habits. But it remains to be seen.
Last year has been very up and down, and with my weight and my mental health and things like that. And I think it very much shows on the scale. And when I told my girlfriend my weigh-in today, I was like, oh my god, I'm 466.0. Like,
She sounds so excited here, but like if you read the text message, it's kind of like meh.
I was so happy. I was like, this is the lowest I've been in Kentucky. She was like, you're 16 pounds.
Holy shit, okay babe, exclamation point. You're 16 pounds away from 450. That doesn't sound like very excited, very encouraging, like, okay baby. Whatever.
Away from 450.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's almost 95 pounds more than when you started your channel.
That's amazing. And that is my next goal, 450. I can see
Well, that's a good goal, and I hope you make it.
myself in about 2 months reaching that. Would I want to reach that in a month? Hell to the yeah.
You probably could if you fucking put your mind to it, but we all know you're not. You're about to make a whole bunch of excuses.
But I need to try a little harder. Right now,
She's not even trying.
I am not trying to aim for perfection.
You never do, honey. You never do.
I'm not trying to, count my Weight Watcher points to the last point or count my calories to the last calorie.
Amber, every time that you do count Weight Watcher points and calories, you go over. Every single time you make a video about it, you go over. And you have an excuse. And you say you're not going to beat yourself up over it. So that too is a whole fuck ton of whatever.
You're like, weigh every single ounce of food. I go through phases where I do that.
She said doo-doo.
That's not my current phase.
We know, Amber, it's not your current phase. Right now, you're just gonna enjoy yourself and do whatever.
My current phase is focusing on the foods I enjoy.
Told ya.
And being able to eat those without binging and allowing myself.
Amber, you already know that you cannot do that. So don't do that. Change your eating habits. Take an active role in your own health for your own good before it's too fucking late.
To be mindful of what I'm eating while also
Eating what you enjoy, Amber, is not as important as being able to walk around without losing your breath after 4 or 5 steps. Eating what you enjoy is not as important as having a wonderful date outside of the apartment with your girlfriend. Eating what you enjoy is not as important as getting on an airplane and going on a wonderful vacation to another country, to like Bora Bora or wherever the fuck you want to go. Stop it. Figure out what is more important to you, Amber. Food or life? Food or life? Cup ramen or your life?
I'm not getting mad at myself if I overeat, etc., etc. Like, I just don't want to binge. I don't really know like how frequently I'm gonna do like weight loss videos or whatever, but
I mean, your entire channel for the duration has been you talking about wanting to lose weight while you be gaining. So I don't know what you're talking about. Your whole channel is about weight loss. It has been about weight gain while you just talk some smack.
try not to be so like in your guys' face with my weight loss, because that's how I used to be like back in the day.
Back in the day, like what? Like a month ago? Are you talking a month ago, Amber? Your concept of time is so fucked up. Like, whenever it's something negative you've done, it was so long ago, you guys. But if it's something positive, it was only just feels like yesterday, but it was like 20 fucking years ago. Anyway, let's continue.
I was actually just going back today and watching old videos, and my channel used to be heavily focused on just weight loss.
It used to be heavily focused on just weight loss until she started doing the totally raw whatevers, you guys.
I don't know how I feel about that right now. I want my channel to be more than that. Like, I started the So Raw.
I mean, your entire life revolves around food and makeup and terribly ugly clothes from Torrid that look like they're poorly made. So I don't know what you can talk about or what you could do on your channel.
I know I've only done one segment, but I
mean, I would like to hear your take on certain current events, and I would like to hear your political views. Yes, I would. But I'm not holding my breath because I know that you don't really think that deeply.
I love it because I'm able to talk about other things besides the most obvious.
Other things that are still relating to herself.
Which is my weight. You guys, I'm down 106.4 pounds.
Congratulations, Amber. I hope that you keep it up, and I hope that you learn how to maintain it.
That's like a whole person.
Yep, it sure is.
Almost like a whole person. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
You know, pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, and that whole video was just her tooting her own horn and throwing herself her own fucking ticker tape parade. Anyway, I do hope that she stays on the Ozempic and gets over herself and increases her dose. And I hope that she takes the opportunity to relearn proper eating habits and, you know, better her quality of food. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now. I do hope that you enjoyed my video, and if you did, consider dropping a like and maybe hitting the subscribe button. Anyway, love you guys. Have a good night. Do something creative and love yourselves. Bye.